It's beautiful, amigo. Perfect, but useless.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at 10 video games that might suck in 2021. Be careful what you pre-order. We're not saying that all of these games are definitely going to be awful, just that there are reasons to temper your expectations for these releases. Which of these games do you think will suck? Will there be any pleasant surprises? Let us know in the comments. Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Outlast Trials. Outlast wasn't the first horror game to leave players with no way to fight back, but it was arguably the scariest, and remains one of the most terrifying video games ever made. But Outlast 2 struggled to live up to the original, suffering from the sophomore slump. That's why we think that the Outlast Trials could go either way. Now featuring multiplayer for up to 4 people, Trials could be an iconic co-op experience like Left 4 Dead, or the fact that you can play with friends might make it far less scary. It's got an interesting premise, but with big shoes to fill, Red Barrels faces a difficult challenge. Gotham Knights. Not willing to let the Arkham name rest, in 2011, WB Games Montreal was given a mandate to develop a prequel to Rocksteady's wildly successful series. This prequel became 2013's Arkham Origins, a game most people would rather forget exists. Designed for 2-player co-op, although also playable solo, Gotham Knights is being developed by the same studio that already tried and failed to implement multiplayer in Origins.
Dad, you're it!
Following the Bat family after Batman's death, Gotham Knights could be an awesome superhero video game, or it could go the same way as the infamously bad Marvel's Avengers. And with the track record of Origins, Gotham Knights doesn't look so hot.
The storm has risen over Gotham.
The Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes.
They say the souls of the dead went deep underground to the House of Ashes, where they lived on dust, plagued.
Supermassive Games won with Until Dawn back in 2015, a horror game that struck a chord with audiences despite its cheesy dialogue and reliance on genre cliches. The Dark Pictures anthology exists in the same vein, but in the 5 years since Until Dawn, the series has barely developed.
Get off of me! What more proof is needed that the devil walks among us in Little Hope?
There's someone else out here, by the fire.
Come play.
Man of Medan featured a plot twist so obvious you figured it out right away, while Little Hope went the opposite direction. The twist was so obtuse it couldn't help but disappoint. House of Ashes, the next installment, might innovate, but it's far more likely that it will stick closely to overdone game conventions while bombarding you with QTEs. Far Cry 6.
The pin simply holds the handle in place. It is only when you let go that this grenade goes boom.
Far Cry 3 changed the mold for how Ubisoft approached open-world games, and every subsequent Far Cry game, as well as most of other Ubisoft games, have neatly fit that mold. Moving the series to Yara, a fictional Caribbean island, players will have to fight in an uprising against the country's dictator, El Presidente, Anton Castillo.
They will answer you with screams.
Call you evil. A monster.
And again, this is the problem with Far Cry. The games are all so similar to each other that most of the mainline titles are practically the same game, reskinned to evoke a different part of the world. If that's exactly what you want from Far Cry, great. But if you want something fresh, Far Cry 6 may fail in that regard.
Follow me. Now.
Returnal.
choice is to keep fighting.
Sony-published games are usually the best in show, outstanding examples of everything the medium can do. Returnal could follow this trend since it has Sony's backing, but its trailers don't look too unique.
Each time I awake, this planet seems somehow different.
It's a sci-fi third-person shooter promising an intriguing plot that will see the main character resurrect at the beginning each time she dies. But the problem is that these are all elements that other games, from classics like Dead Space to recent hits like The Outer Wilds, have done before. Returnal could definitely do something new and exciting with these ideas, but it could also be extremely derivative. No More Heroes 3.
Is the Empire striking back or what? Looks like things are gonna get weird today.
It took a 5-minute story trailer to get everybody up to speed on the premise of No More Heroes 3, which marks the first numbered entry in the series in over a decade. This tricky plot riffs on both E.T. and the popularity of modern superhero movies, with Travis Touchdown again picking up his beam katana to take on a legion of alien invaders.
There's probably some planet-eating type dude waiting for me up ahead, all yoked and powerful and trying to take over the world or something.
It's definitely got the wackiness you'd expect, and will likely have the same finely crafted controls. But will the world have moved on from Travis Touchdown in 2021? It's getting dangerously close to Duke Nukem Forever territory, after all.
My name is Travis Touchdown. I'm the last hero around, here to save the world.
The Lord of the Rings, Gollum. Tolkien's Middle-earth is one of the most influential fictional worlds in history, filled with beloved characters, deep world building, and outstanding plotting. So why did Daedalic Entertainment choose Gollum as the focus of their upcoming game? The choice to make an entire game about Gollum is baffling, as is all the information we have about it so far. It's apparently going to have stealthy, Prince of Persia-like gameplay. What this will actually look like is anyone's guess. Maybe Gollum will be a sleeper hit, or maybe a Gollum video game is just doomed to fail. Resident Evil Village. The fan reaction to Village hasn't been great so far, with most Resident Evil players wondering why Capcom has decided to make another game about Ethan Winters. He's easily the most boring character in Resident Evil canon, and one people would rather see left behind. Though, luckily, Chris Redfield will be there too.
Chris? Sorry, Ethan.
Set in a spooky European town, it sounds like it'll be taking more than a few cues from Resident Evil 4, but will it do anything new with them? At least there's going to be a demo for Village, meaning that if it does suck, we'll know before we buy. Stalker 2. Nearly 15 years after the release of Stalker: Shadow of Chernobyl, we're heading back to the Chernobyl exclusion zone for the much-awaited sequel. Mind you, in the intervening years, there have been other entries in the series, but nothing since Call of Pripyat in 2010. We have to wonder though, will the formula have stood the test of time, or will this game seem boring compared to similar franchises we've seen recently, like Metro? Though it has every reason to be great, its turbulent development could have done more harm than good. Will we get a cohesive sequel, or will we get a messy amalgam of different ideas that can't stand on its own? Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Hogwarts Legacy, because past Harry Potter games have been mixed, and this RPG might be too ambitious.
Here you will meet lifelong friends and grow into your own magical abilities in the classrooms of the world's most talented professors.
Rainbow Six Quarantine, because with a title like that, plenty of people are going to want to stay clear.
There he is! We found him!
The Medium, because this horror game might be too weird to be a great Xbox title. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, because this big remake might not live up to the original.
Only the dagger can unlock the sands of time.
No!
Halo Infinite.
Are you even listening? I count 3 anti-aircraft cannons. 3 what? You'll be safe here.
When the new consoles launched, Sony's titles included giant hits like Miles Morales and Demon's Souls. But Microsoft had no flagship Xbox titles to show off because Halo Infinite was delayed. Infinite debuted in the summer of 2020, and the trailer received a lot of negativity because of its incredibly disappointing graphics. Then we found out it wasn't even running on a next-gen Xbox, but on a PC. With a slew of underwhelming Halo installments in recent memory, it's looking increasingly likely that Infinite is going to be bland and forgettable. Hopefully, the delay means improvements will have been made, but it wouldn't be a surprise to anyone if Infinite is terrible.
Bare your fangs! Fight on! I will.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.